What's cracking, football fans? The season is here, the season is here, the season is here. That's right, the NFL kicked off last night, and there are plenty of games to look forward to this weekend. This is your Friday Football Roundtable brought to you by Coors Light. I'm joined once again by Derek Gable to talk shop, and one storyline, Derek, that's on everyone's mind is Peyton Manning. For the first time in like forever, the Sheriff will not be starting in the season opener, bringing an end to his streak of 227 consecutive starts. The Colts say they will start 38-year-old Kerry Collins against the Texans. Manning has not been able to fully recover from neck surgery he had back in May. During his streak, he has led the Colts to 11 playoff appearances, 11 double-digit win seasons, 8 division crowns, 2 AFC titles, and the first Super Bowl championship for the Colts. The streak is the second longest among NFL quarterbacks, behind only Brett Favre. Peyton not leading the squad into their first game of the season. Bad for business in that division. Will they bounce back, Derek?
Well, I think the Colts are going to start off in a real problem. They're almost going to be in a hole. You're looking at Peyton Manning as month to month rather than game to game. I think we're going to realize that he is unquestionably the MVP to that team. You're looking at getting a significant downgrade, taking nothing away from Kerry Collins. Let's just face it, he is no Sheriff. I think that this is the Texans' time to shine. If they don't do it this season, then when are they going to do it, Natafa?
Tough question. The only thing we'll be able to see those answers will be on the football field. Another storyline is David Garrard, no longer a Jaguar. That gets the WTH stamp of the week. Garrard was their man. He even attended a luncheon on Tuesday where he was introduced as the Jaguars starting quarterback. Then a few hours later, when he arrived back at the stadium, he was released. The organization has been raked over the coals for their poor handling of the situation, and rightfully so. Can the locker room now go on into the season trusting the head office, or will this negatively affect their performance, Derek?
Well, I think that you've got a serious problem. You know, David Garrard has built a rapport with those receivers. Let's not talk about his tight end. Great safety valve there for him. He's going to feel a significant, I should say, increase in passes, because we all know a tight end is a rookie quarterback's best friend. You know, we're looking at a real change, but Natafa, I'll bring you back to when Byron Leftwich was a starter there. This is the same thing, the same way they handled that move, putting David Garrard under the spotlight just a week before the season started. So this is nothing new for the Jaguars. However, I think this time they've made a big mistake, and I think it's going to come back to bite them in the butt.
Yeah, it definitely hurts them. I mean, being that Peyton Manning is going to be out, this was their division to take home, but I guess it's going to be a rapid for them. On Sunday, big game, Steelers versus the Ravens, the best rivalry in the NFL right now. Both teams have a real respect and hatred for the other. Loads of star power and outspoken personalities involved. These games are as hard-hitting as they come and incredibly compelling. Two blue-collar teams representing two blue-collar towns. What more could you ask for in week one? Who you roll with, Derek?
Natafa, this is a tough one. I'm going to go back to last season with some of these games. They were often pretty close, low-scoring affairs. We know that Ben Roethlisberger was able to keep his composure in there. However, I don't see it happening this time. I'm going out on a limb. I'm going with the Ravens. I think a defensive touchdown will be the difference. And who better for a defensive touchdown than my man, Ed Reed? Not to mention, Ravens are my fantasy defense, so I got to stick with them. I'm going with the Ravens this one, week one.
All right, and we agree to disagree. This is going to be a tough one. Both squads have stayed relatively healthy throughout the training camp and the preseason schedule. We have two strong quarterbacks, one among the very best in the league, big men, and the other improving with every game. Two ridiculously stout defenses that have strived on punishing people. In the end, though, I think the Steel Curtain has the edge. While Hines Ward may have lost a bit of his edge, he's still capable of having a big game. In 2010, Mike Wallace had a breakthrough season, catching 60 balls for over 1,200 yards and an average of over 20 yards per pass. Lastly, the Dolphins and the Patriots will duke it out on Monday night. The Dolphins have given the Patriots some tough games and tend to pull out all the stops. But come on, son. Brady, Ocho Cinco. That's all we got to say. Belichick, come on now, Derek. I mean, I know that's your squad and all, but it's going to be tough to support those guys on there.
No need for the notes, Natafa. This is strictly an emotional pick. I'm being honest with you. As you said, the Dolphins, we tend to come out and give them all that they can handle and then a little bit more. I think the Dolphins have a lot to prove on the defensive as well as offensive side. Let's not forget we got two big weapons, Reggie Bush, boy, Mr. Brandon Marshall on the outside. If we can get him the ball, I think we're going to give him some fits, and I do not think Ochocinco is going to work out in that offense. And for those reasons, upset pick of the week, Dolphins coming up big. And I'll call the score at 24-20 Dolphins.
So you're betting on two guys that you don't know what side of the coin you'll be getting to take this one. Let me just get that correct, right? Okay. All right, so don't forget, fans, we've got NFL action back in effect right here on CBS TV2 this Sunday, and we'll see you next week for Week 2 of the NFL Roundtable, sponsored by Coors Light.
It's the Coors Light Win the Ultimate Fan Cave Contest. All you have to do is scratch and win at Caribbean Saloon, Shipwreck, Fat Turtle, Sips, and Fort Christian Brew Pub. Spell touchdown, then enter to win the grand prize.